We're back.
Buongiorno. We are back.
Ta-da!
Did you have a month off? Well for you.
Yeah.
Well for you. I've said before, being sick is no excuse to not be here.
Tough.
Yeah. And if you're dead, I want notice as well.
I've got plenty of people who will send you certificates.
We
no problem.
are back, guys. Welcome y'all to our auction week videos. As I said, we weren't here last month.
We were all unwell.
We were unwell, and we sort of just held it together barely anymore. It is last month, great auction as always, and we are flying along this month. This is probably, I think everybody in the office has commented that this is probably one of our maddest ever auctions.
Oh, it's mental. Some of the bottles you're going, what is?
Where did these come out of?
Yeah.
Like literally where, and like the stuff that's appearing for us now that we're even going, just I didn't think we'd be selling that. So, and here's a hint. Look at the big yellow boxes. And anybody who knows what they are knows that they're fairly significant. I mean, this thing's the size of a small cow. Look at the
It's
size
not
of-
really.
Okay, not a small cow. I reckon you'd have struggled putting it into a smart car.
True.
That's impressive. That's
Oh,
absolutely impressive. That is probably one of the most impressive things I've seen in a while. They're gorgeous. They're going as a set, and they're impressive. Everything's impressive.
We will show you them.
Yeah, we will show you them. We'll talk about
Throughout
them.
the week.
Impressive. Speaking of impressive, I don't know if those of you that did or didn't see or read my rant. I'm going to do them occasionally because I think, we have a unique perspective on things, and whether you agree with me or don't agree with me or like me or don't like me, all I'm for is Irish whiskey. And so here's things that I think makes us unique, Irish whiskey, and our Irish drinks industry. Poaching. It doesn't exist anywhere else in the world. Every sort of nationality, I suppose, have their own, traditional, like eau de vie in France, and what's that one in Brazil? That bit of a mad juice. Tequila in Mexico and all that sort of stuff. Moonshine in America, yeah. I mean, moonshine has a big following in America, and people are always looking to taste it. Poaching is ours. Poaching is what our native spirit is, and I mean, it's more so than the Irish whiskey. It's what, and the lads that are working with poaching have created some absolute masterpieces. I mean, it's only... It is flavour at its rawest, at its most basic, and it's just gorgeous. Unfortunately, and here's the problem, it's probably not a great commercial product. I mean, bars aren't buying it by the caseload like they are in whiskey or they are like all the other things. One of the things that we struggle with, I know even with our own bars, I mean, you have the Smirnoff vodka and you have the Gordon's gin and all the things, and people ask for these things. But how great would it be if our entire drinks industry only supported indigenous drinks businesses? That we only used, Irish vodkas, Irish gins, Irish whiskies. Now, I'm not saying become, nobody else, but
have that at the forefront.
On the main, so that people, when they went in and asked for gin and tonic, they weren't getting a Gordon's gin and tonic.
They were getting a dingle, or they were getting a cologne, or they were getting something.
Unfortunately, and it all comes down to economics, the price point. I mean, the price point of a bottle of Gordon's gin by the case, as opposed to a bottle of thing. And, how can we charge more for an Irish gin, when they can go up the road and they can buy a gin and tonic off somebody else for less? And that's the problem. That is genuinely the problem. And volume is the only thing that fixes that, and it's chicken and egg. They need the business to create the volume, and they need the volume to create the business, and yada yada yada, and so it becomes. But as I say, back to these guys, poaching. I'm going to talk about Michael, Richard, Jennifer, Mary,
in Donegal,
in the hills of Donegal. If there was ever a bootleg business that has gone legit, this is it.
Yes,
I mean, Brendan's is fantastic. Brendan's distillery was like created to be, but I really have the feeling that he was making whiskey long before Boylach Distillery started. And I think even the name is a tip and nod of the hat to their past and heritage, shall we say. So it is gorgeous stuff. Unfortunately, he's stopping making a lot of it. because of that exact reason that the business isn't there. Yeah. So he's got these Donegal Mountain Dew. There's one that was done for Irish whiskey, Friends of Irish Whiskey. They're just mad little things, and I think anybody who has tasted any of the Boylock stuff knows that it's just bursting with flavour. How he crams it, and talking to Laurie and guys that have been up there with him, he literally is like a mad scientist, dialing in and getting the tastes and plates and everything else. I must admit,
I haven't actually tasted his whiskey.
It's not whiskey. It's Donegal Mountain Dew.
Well, I haven't tasted his Mountain Dew.
Yes, you can't call it whiskey.
But I do love this.
The Mulroy Bay, and again, the Mulroy Bay is stopped. And Pete, I mean, he's gone back to his basics on this. So that's Donegal Pete. That's 10 weeks rested in sherry wood. That's a batch 1 bottle, like a 25 litre barrel. It's just so... It's distilling on a micro scale, you know, it really, really is. That one's there's the Portwood, that's batch 3. Again, a peated whiskey, a peated spirit that he has literally peated himself. He's brilliant. They're all high ABVs, late 50s, early 60s. They don't drink like it. Oh, God, no. By no stretch of the imagination. And it is the finesse of a distiller that's created that. It is just his skill. Crater is another one that came from Michael, Jennifer, Richard, Mary. 61.1%. I know a guy, and I think many of us know a guy who perhaps was a little tipsy one night and was talking to Michael, Jennifer, Richard, Mary, and he said, "How many of you left on the site?" And he says, "Oh, I don't know, there's a few." And yon lunatic proceeded to buy them all, which I believe there was about 40 bottles.
It happens.
Yeah. He's mental.
Yeah, but it happens.
But he's a good mental. He's on the good side of mental, not the bad side of mental.
Well, how many mental ideas had you got under the influence of a few sherries?
Yes. We have. Sherry has influenced me on a few occasions. Bulk-on, there's Brendan, there's the man, Dead and Buried. That's a 50-50 peated oats and peated barley. Brendan's creations, I think everybody knows about them. That is 67.9%.
You don't realise you're drunk till you walk out the door.
You get up to walk and your legs don't work. And you get up the next morning and have a wee cup of tea and your legs don't work again. It's great stuff. Good man, Brendan. You're not shy about putting bucket loads of alcohol. I reckon he's got big buckets of alcohol and he's just putting it, lashing her straight into it. It's insane how you can have stuff like that. I mean, and it doesn't drink like it.
No, it really doesn't.
Again, it's a meaty drink. Poaching is a meaty drink. There's you're drinking.
Yeah.
But it doesn't give you that mad alcohol burn that it should, that some hooch does.
Yes.
I've tasted some hooch in my time.
Is that not the stuff that you should have been rubbing on a sore knee?
Yeah, well, one for them, one for me, one for them. Strange enough, Kitty, if you do the one for me, you don't feel the pain in your knee.
You don't feel the pain in your knee, yeah.
I think that's genius. Never mind the rubbing it on, just drink enough of the stuff and you'll not feel you won't feel yourself from the waist down. That's
from the neck down, never mind the waist.
Or in my case, from the neck up, there's not much going on. Black Pits, I threw that up there because Pete has we've this funny relationship with Pete in Irish whiskey and in Irish drinks industry. I mean, some people or a lot of people go, Pete, well, that's Scotch. We're not. We were doing it years and years and years and years and years and years and years ago. And they're starting to do it again. And they're starting to be good with it. I mean, really, really good with it. Black Pits, the cask strength Black Pits is a gorgeous drink. I mean, it's like drinking a meat barbecue. That's the only way to describe it. It's a lovely, smoky barbecue taste. It's not iodine-y, it's not TCP, it doesn't even smell like old people. There's not a hint of old people about it.
Are you sure?
100%, Katie. 100%. It is gorgeous. It is very, very good.
I know the one we had in the bar.
Yeah. It's a wee bit. Like, it's not redbreast. I mean, you can't...
I know that.
It's a different animal.
I'm just saying about
it's not
the aroma.
Lafroig.
No, it's not. No, it's not Dirty Ashtray.
No, it's not Dirty Ashtray. It's a million miles from Dirty Ashtray.
Or maybe I just have a thing about it because the box
don't
attacked
worry.
Me.
Well,
do you remember
they attack you. Yeah, that's right.
A bottle of Black Pits fell off the shelf and
Got you on the nose.
busted me nose. Shut up. Nobody wants your opinion. Carry on. Good. Keep it in now.
So anyhow, that's it. Look, the entire team here are massive proponents of Irish spirit, of Irish whiskey, of everything Irish. We love it. I don't think there's anybody here that doesn't love what they do. In fairness, in truth.
No, and if they don't belong.
They don't belong getting into our way of thinking. Either that, or we just take them out and beat them. Not allowed to, no, we're not allowed to do that. We don't do that.
No,
we're not allowed to do that. So that's it, lads. We're here for the week.
Yay! Fun times.
We have some cracking stuff to talk about. We've some great.
I can't wait to show
bottles.
some of the bottles.
Some of the bottles
Yeah,
are just
cool.
class. That's the only word to describe it. I know Sinead is running away and giving away stuff, much to my disdain. She's got competitions for the Southeast Whiskey Festival that's happening this weekend. She's got tickets for Cork Whiskey Festival.
She does.
We are now starting to ramp up. The whole thing, the Irish whiskey industry is starting to ramp up. We've got the festivals going on. We've got Whiskey Live coming. We've got Irish whiskey experiences. We've got our Wild West bus coming up. There's so much going on. Yeah. There really is so much going on. And long may it last. Long may it last.
And you can do nothing about Sinead because she's working from home.
Yeah. I'll get you.
No, don't you won't.
I'll get you. She's at arm's distance. I'll get you. Right, we're done. Talk to you later.
Guys, we'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.